Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am way behind schedule today. The day got away from me. I did want to point something out, something a lot of people probably haven't really noticed. In the last quarter, you're looking at coinpaprika.com. In the last quarter of the top 10 coins, if you look at these top 10 coins, you'll never believe which one performed the best over the last quarter. That's right. XRP, the digital asset that's under lawsuit by the SEC, outperformed all of the top 10 coins that had all the advantages over XRP, but XRP outperforms them anyway. So when you start thinking in terms of the potential once this lawsuit's gone, I can only imagine. All right. Wanted to show you this before I get going. This is one of my sponsors, Nick Birafeto at Link2, to help gain you exposure to digital asset companies. We're offering a $1,000 XRP bonus on a $10,000 investments in Ripple, Blockdaemon, Figment, BitPay, and Uphold. It ends tonight at midnight Pacific time, is the way I see that. Links in the top of the description. Go give it a click. Tell them DAI sent you. Now, I forgot to play this video from you. This is one of Ripple's customers, Tranglo. Listen up, if I can get it to play.
Tranglo specializes in cross-border payment and international airtime transfer since 2008. We process payments to 23 countries. My name is Jackie Lee. I'm the Group CEO of Tranglo. Our head office is based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We have offices in Singapore, London, Dubai, and Jakarta, with a total of 180 employees. Tranglo works as a payment aggregator for our partners, who are licensed remittance company, financial institution, and e-money players. We also onboard corporate customers and individual customers to make global payment quickly and securely. We look forward to work with any global payment partners who can support fiat and XRP as settlement. We also actively look for corporate customers who are specialized in gig economy and licensed crypto exchanges. With RippleNet Wallet Send features, we are able to strengthen our cash flow position, moving funds quickly and securely at a lower cost compared to our existing banking rail. Tranglo's strength is to do global payout, especially the Asia-Pacific market. We have successfully processed 70,000 transactions in October 2021 itself. With our brand presence and network, RippleNet gained significant exposure to this part of the world. Our tech team has successfully integrated our cross-border payment infrastructure on RippleNet, making it as a super payment corridor. With RippleNet, we can immediately gain access to more than 100 financial institutions and partners globally. RippleNet offers us a unique and value proposition to our partners by eliminating pre-funding via on-demand liquidity services, offering competitive service fees and FX rates.
I like that super payment corridor. That is thumbnail worthy. Now let's move along. This came in today. Just in, Chinese intelligence officers paid $61,000 in Bitcoin to bribe U.S. government employee and steal documents. That's from the DOJ. Wowzers. Now, in Bitcoin Magazine, it says Chinese intelligence officers bribe FBI agent with $61,000. Well, my question when I see that is, who else did they bribe? And in what other agencies? Because you know China's not focusing on just one. I don't know why, but it reminded me of Alibaba for some reason. All right, Watcher Guru. Just in, Twitter is reportedly developing its own wallet with support for crypto deposits and withdrawals. I look forward to that. Then there was this one. I've told you for a long time, it was never Bitcoin.
Biden administration is looking at regulating cryptocurrencies, and it looks like it's happening faster than many people thought. I know in speaking with you, you've said they will not want a competing currency and they'll do everything to stop Bitcoin. I've spoken to other experts.
They'll bring out the tanks and guns, as Brad Garlinghouse said many times. And they've gone out of their way to say XRP is not here to try to compete with currencies. It's a bridge currency.
Flip side, who will say the U.S. will not want to be last in this race. If Bitcoin is the future, they're not going to want to ban it. They're going to want to be ahead of it. I want to really get your thoughts here.
Yeah, I think you have to separate what the U.S. really wants is to be ahead of the game on blockchain, not Bitcoin particular, or some form of digital system that they can eventually take over. And that's, they're going to create their own central bank digital currency like everybody else in the world. And they're not going to want competition. I see Bitcoin as an anti-sovereign fiat play. And if I'm right about a monetary reset where everybody's going to something else that incorporates digital currencies in that whatever they create, the last thing they're going to want is the competition from Bitcoin. And as I said a year and a half ago during our debate with Michael Saylor, eventually they will want to take Bitcoin out. I think there's too much risk there.
And I want to...
But they won't have a problem with a bridge currency, especially if they're pre-allocated some of the... this is just me talking out loud. If I was one of these countries around the world that wanted to and liked the idea of XRP as a bridge currency, first thing I would do is say, hey, I'd like to have some of that myself. But that's just me. Well, I take that back. That's just me, R3, and Greg Kidd, who both got options on XRP. But the crypto XRP police would have you say, no, nobody wanted any of that to be allocated to them. No, it doesn't happen. Everybody else didn't say anything about wanting any of that stuff. All right. Now, this is interesting. Crypto Slate, read our latest FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried hints at Cardano listing. Well, my question is, why would any firm be listing anything with all of these question marks over crypto because of the SEC and Gary Gensler? And then I think about Charles Hoskinson all of a sudden coming out, taking shots at the grand conspiracies in the XRP community, and I'm just like, what? So anyway, I said, things make sense yet? XRP, no XRP? And I copied them in, and they said, what do you mean? And they show their XRP pairs. And I said, U.S.? Do you have it in the U.S.? Why not? Let's see what they said. Nothing. So there's my answer. Ripple, this is a Forbes article, Ripple gets the documents it wants, maybe not the ones it needs. Now, this is the second article. First article like this, I think, was in CoinDesk. Since Ripple got those Hinman emails, there's been a few different articles that kind of go in this direction, like, oh, yeah, that might be interesting, but that's not going to help them prove XRP is not a security. More or less, that's kind of the argument. But what is it going to prove? That's the question these people need to be asking. Well, we're getting to all that. First, I want to show you this. This is that guy, the Prime Minister of UK steps down. This guy steps in. Watch what he says. This guy just came in.
Today, I'm proud to say that under the UK's presidency, the group of the world's 7 most advanced economies, the G7, is launching a set of public policy principles for retail central bank digital currencies.
It's almost like this guy was a chess piece that just got moved into place.
EDCs. Central bank digital currencies could be a digital version of money, a bit like a digital banknote that could be used alongside physical notes and coins. Unlike most of the digital money people use daily today, it would be issued directly by a central bank, like the Bank of England in the UK. And governments and central banks across the world are working together, looking into what having a digital currency might mean in practice. This includes issues that people care about, such as ensuring users' money would be safe and secure, that it could work with other ways to pay, would be energy efficient and available to everyone. A potential CBDC could offer businesses and consumers new ways to pay in the future. It's all part of the wider story of digital innovation that has delivered benefits to millions around the world and in the UK. The decision on whether to launch a central bank digital currency is for each country to make, and no G7 jurisdiction has yet made that choice. These decisions raise important questions about the reshaping of our economy, financial systems, and the way in which people interact with money and payments. That's why working together and careful evaluation with our international partners is essential. In the UK, earlier this year, I announced a new joint task force between the Treasury and the Bank of England to look into a potential CBDC as a complement to cash and bank deposits. We're also hearing from firms, technology experts, and others. Under the leadership of the UK, this report today will help support and inform exploration of CBDC.
All right, you've seen enough of that. Look, as I've said before, this can be good or it can be evil. We'll be watching to make sure that the right things are done for this to be good, okay? All technologies can be good or evil. Now, Stefan Huber and a whole group of Twitter sleuths have been at it again today, and I believe they've hit themselves a grand slam today, all right? Basically, the gist of it, I'll give you the gist of it, which is, well, first he says here, we've confirmed this. General Counsel of Consensus, Matt Corva, tweeted a direct link to the SEC digital token framework 2 hours before the SEC made it public. And then, so here is what they're pointing to. And they've got, these guys are good. They got times and dates. Here's Patrick Baraducci from Consensus. Update, if you want to comment or ask questions on the SEC's guidance, you can do so directly in line. Now, I want to remind everybody that according to Charles Hoskinson, everything I'm about to show you is grand conspiracy. Now, these guys were not, there was no government working behind the scenes with Consensus or anybody else. This is also, they called it the whatever anon, that it's also called that by CoinDesk. And I'm sure it's a pure coincidence that both Hoskinson and CoinDesk are kind of carrying the same narrative 2 weeks in a row. Means we're getting pretty close to the targets, what I'm betting. He literally tweets, if you have any question on the SEC guidance, you can do so directly at this is the Brooklyn Project's Consensus. Don't be confused by times. The time in the source text of the SEC press release is Washington, D.C. time. Time of the screenshots, Central European time. He's got his sources. Check this. It gets even better. Do I see this right? Matt Corva posted the direct link to the SEC's framework PDF half an hour after it was created and 2 hours before the official press release. And he's got, look, folks, these are their tweets. These are all factual type documents. Okay. I was on this guy right here, this Matt Corva guy. I was on his butt about over a year ago playing his videos. And these guys are all over it. Here's one of the videos I had put out right here where he acknowledges they're working with the SEC. And remember, while this is going on, Brad Garlinghouse is being left, he's been getting the runaround from the SEC and literally told Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman that he's in purgatory. And they said, well, let's not talk about XRP. Let's just talk about your business right now.
Standards about Ethereum technology used in enterprise. And we thought, why don't we do this with best practices in token sales again? So we started a little bit on this with the Coinbase framework last year, and the idea of
make special note, he's sitting right beside Laura Shin, right there, and we know she's anti-Ripple, anti-XRP. She did shows on it.
Is getting to a place where token sales better protect consumers. So Vinny talked about a couple of things, right? Like transparency in pre-sales, that's a big thing, right? Like no one should have a 10,000% discount. People shouldn't be flipping tokens on consumers. Things like lockups, things like restrictions on trading to reduce the chance of speculation, to reduce harm to consumers. So what we're really focused on there is building an alliance with other blockchain companies, law firms. There's a couple of interesting law schools that are interested. We hope Berkeley's going to get involved as well, and regulators. We've had some talks with some folks at the SEC about this. We've had some talks with folks in other government agencies, standards about it.
So you're having some talks. All right. And then, so that's very interesting stuff there. Hester Pierce had tweeted today, and the library said, Library's been waiting 6+ years for clarity on how to operate legally in the U.S. We believe Hester's one of the good guys, but the game of making speeches isn't getting it done. If Hester saved crypto, she'd probably be the SEC commissioner under the first pro-crypto administration. Well, she's going to have to step to the plate and do something bold to do that. Then there's this from Blockworks. CFTC Chair Ralston Benham, Ether, I've suggested that it's a commodity, but watch this in this article, folks. He says, Chairman, this is the first I've heard this CFTC guy say this, Chairman Gary Gensler thinks otherwise, or at least hasn't certainly declared one way, one or the other. And he's referring to this. Ether, I've suggested, is a commodity, but he's saying Chair Gensler thinks otherwise. How about them apples? I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor